Hi, Lou Manfredini, Ace's home expert, and in this video we're going to talk about ice dams, how you can prevent them, and what you can do to get rid of them once they're there. For those of you that live in colder climates, there are a myriad of reasons why ice dams can form. Some of it happens from what's going on inside your home, but the vast majority of the reason is what Mother Nature does. Let's talk about your home. You want to try and hold as much heat that you're paying for inside your home. But if that heat radiates up through the ceiling space and up into the attic, it can actually help to aid in the formation of an ice dam. Now, when it snows outside and it builds up on top of your roof and the temperatures drop to cold temperatures, that piles up on top of your roof, and that's where ice dams can form, in particular if you're losing heat from the attic space. It's very important that you maintain the proper insulation and ventilation in an attic space to hold as much of that heat in your living area and not allowing it to escape up into the attic space. But even homes that have all of that figured out, if Mother Nature throws you a curveball, you can still get an ice dam. Now, these ice dams can form along the perimeter of a home. They can form in a valley where two roof lines meet together. And when that builds up, it can form ice that actually lift up underneath the shingles and start to leak inside your home. That's where the problems occur. Now, there are some things that you can do to try and relieve the pressure from ice dams if you already have them. The first thing is a roof rake. This is basically a long come-along. Typically, it's a plastic blade with an extendable handle or handles that you put on there. And from a distance, typically on the ground, if you can remove some of the snow from the first 2 or 3 feet of that roof line so that the sun can get at that ice and start to melt it when the temperatures rise a little bit, that will help to eliminate the ice dams that you already have. Another way to eliminate this is with a product called Roof Melt. This is calcium chloride in sort of a hockey puck size pressing that you throw up onto the roof, several of these, to try and melt the snow. The calcium chloride will not harm the roof, but it will aid in the melting of that ice dam. And the sooner we melt that ice dam, the better and the less chance you have of getting a leak inside your home. And finally, if you can't find the roof melt product, you can try this trick. With a pair of nylons or knee-high, you fill that with pelletized calcium chloride and you place that up onto the roof. You can either throw it up there or you can place it up there safely with a ladder against the home to allow this to melt out of the way. Oh, there is one other final thing. There are heat cables that you can apply to the roof of your home that you would plug in. This is something you can do as a preventative measure the next time to ensure that ice dams are something that never happen to you again. If you want to ensure that you have the best chance of not having ice dams form on your home, here are a few tips. Number one, make sure that the gutters are clean before winter and that the downspouts are clear and that any water that goes down them can flow freely. You also want to make sure that you have enough insulation in your attic space and ventilation in your attic. It's a good idea to buy a roof rake when you don't need it, because what happens when everybody has ice dams, they're hard to find. The same is true of having the product Roof Melt that you could throw up onto the roof in case they occur. And finally, you may want to consider installing roof cables. You do want to check with your local municipality and make sure that they're allowed, and you want to follow specifically the recommendations on the packages as to how it gets installed and when to turn it on. That's the key. It's there to prevent the ice dams from forming before the ice has a chance to build up. If you need more information, you can always go to our website, acehardware.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, or better yet, stop by your local Ace Hardware, because Ace is the helpful place.